She provides insight, feedback, and helps leaders build a collaborative environment where the future can be envisioned and systematically enabled. Helena is also an evangelist for women in leadership and has been on speaker panels for summits, events, and organization. I had the opportunity, like some of the webinar attendees tonight, to participate in 2 of your classes already, Helena. They discussed addressing our relationship with our inner critic and how to develop our conversational intelligence and use it as a lever for trust. Both were extremely insightful with very practical applications to personal and professional situations. Tonight, you're going to tell us, how do we show up as leaders in times of crisis? How are we capable of aligning our own aspirations and ambitions with what our teams need right now during these times of crisis? And are we using the most effective leadership style and how we can stretch it? I'm sure we're all eager to listen. Please feel free to address your questions to Helena privately or publicly, to me or to Mona through the platform. Helena, we're all yours now.
Great. Thank you so much for the introduction, Mark. I'm really honored and excited to be back with you guys tonight. The Mela experience was amazing for me, and I have to say, coming back to Belgium and then moving to Spain was like landing in a different world. When we were together in Jordan, we were not aware about the impact that the corona had on us, on the world, on leadership. And I guess you had the same, it like hit us in the face. I just entered my 5th week of quarantine. So I'm in the south of Spain. So it's very, very serious here. And I hope that you are all safe and healthy, and that the same goes for your friends and families, because it is really a very, it is a very, very bad thing happening. So I have been talking with a lot of leaders recently, with clients that I coach, but I've been organizing circles and events online, because that's all we can do right now, actually. And when I talk with leaders, they have a lot of questions, they have a lot of concerns. And if I look at the top 3 of the questions or the challenges that leaders have today, it is about how to balance being a caring and inspirational leader and at the same time getting things done, because for a lot of organizations and teams, they're on survival mode. We have to deliver. So how to balance that? That's an important one. And please write in the chat so Mark can monitor if that is something that relates to you, or if you have other challenges. I'm very interested to find out what you are confronted with as a leader. A second challenge is how to respond to the countless questions you get from your team or from clients, and you don't have the answer. You just have no clue what is going to happen and when it is going to happen. And also how not to get frustrated with the countless questions that you get from your staff in terms of how do we work together now? How do I do this remote thing? I don't have Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi doesn't work. I don't know how Teams work. I don't know how Zoom works. There's a lot of things like that that you also have to solve as a leader and as a manager. And then, of course, last but not least, how to keep my team engaged remotely when I don't see them. How do I know what they're doing, how they are doing it, when they are doing it? Do I need to know all these things? So these are basically challenges and questions that I hear. So I'm very interested to find out from all of you, does that resonate? Is that something that you also encounter or struggle with? You can go via the chat, or you can go, I don't know if you can be unmuted and just talk in the group if you feel like. Mark, is that possible? Or
Yes,
do you see
sure.
things coming in?
The group is active.
Just so I think the biggest effect, and because our background is corporate communication, and we've kind of been running on overtime ever since everything started. Mm-hmm. And Jordan has been taking serious and strict measures in terms of lockdown and things like that. I think the reality is that life actually slowed down. While there's still work and a lot of it, life has slowed down in terms of the pace of it, on both ends, on the company end in terms of staff and functioning, as well as our clients have kind of calmed down. It used to be the fact that everything was urgent and everything needed to be done now and everything needed to be delivered within 15 minutes. While the topics don't seem to change, I think clientele have calmed down, which has given us the ability to actually do our work better. So you're not kind of stuck in that half an hour window where you need to deliver things. You're actually being able to have a discussion, being able to talk to the client more directly. So for us, it actually brought us closer to our clientele and has given us enough time to do the work that we need to do properly.
Okay. And as a leader, what does that mean? Do you work differently with your team? Because I guess you also work remote and people need to deliver from a distance. Is that correct?
I don't think, I think the way that we talk to each other hasn't changed. And because our work consists of actual deliverable material, so you know that they're actually doing their job. Because they're delivering material, they're actually getting the job done. Yeah. I think the only difference is the fact that you're working remotely has just created an idea of having to be more structured in the way that you deliver messages and you receive them. So you have to be a lot clearer, a lot more concise, and you actually have to depend on writing things down and kind of tailor or customizing packages so you can deliver information to several different parties and everybody's getting the same message.
Exactly. Okay. Other ideas or experiences as leaders that you have with your teams? Or that you have with your leaders?
Actually, I have...
sorry. Hi, Thanaa.
Hi. So basically, yes, I agree with everything that was mentioned by Raed, but just to add on that, there are 2 points. The first point is about, at the beginning, it was kind of proven to me that it has to work against deliverables. So it's as long as the work is against deliverables, it makes your life much easier with your team. But the challenge that I think at the beginning was I faced and still facing that the emotions of the team members are bouncing up and down, some and even their resilience part, and each one of how comfortable they are.
Yeah, exactly, Thanaa. I can't really hear you right now, but I think that I understand what you were trying to say. It is that as a leader right now, there's a very important element there in taking care of your people, making sure that they are safe, that there is psychological safety, that there is emotional safety, a lot more than before. I mean, it has always been very important, but right now it is really essential to take care of that. And I'm interested to find out if that is something in general that what Thanaa is saying and what I am also experiencing with my clients. Are there other people also?
Yeah, I was Helena. How are you?
Yeah. Hi, I'm fine.
How are you? So just to add to what Thanaa and Raed said, I agree with both of them, but there's another aspect I would like to also stress on a little bit. One of the key things, of course, the people and maintaining them and ensuring that they feel safe and is very important. But the other part that we're struggling with, and I think is putting a lot of pressure on us, is how do we sustain the business and how do we go on for the coming few months. You know, because at the end of the day, you want to try and maintain the people, you want to try and stay to keep everyone hired, but there's also how do you secure business, because business has dropped dramatically because of the lockdown, for example, in Jordan, and I think most of the sectors are off. So this is one of the key challenges that we're struggling with. So how do we maintain the business? How do we go on? And how do we act once we're back? So is it going to be like there's a lot of unknowns. Is it going to be like a good comeback, so everyone's going to be like back to work and going back to the same business routine, or is it going to be really slow till the end of the year? So these are additional thoughts that I wanted to share.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And this is a very important question. Actually, I guess nobody knows the answer, because we have no idea when we will be able to go back to business as probably unusual. And still there's a lot of people asking for this reassurance in terms of when are we going back? Are we going to survive? We need to survive. Are we going to be able to keep everybody on board? Actually, there are no answers there. It will be different in any in different industries or sectors. I do believe that those questions raise, and very, very often, but as a leader, it is very frustrating right now not to be able to have this vision and this strategy, because, and that's the frustration that a lot of people mention. There are so many questions that our teams are asking, our customers are asking, that we are asking ourselves. We just have no idea. And people who say they have, I wouldn't believe them, because it is impossible to predict what is going on. So it is finding that balance of working in the moment and create different scenarios in terms of what if this happens, how can we work on that, what if something else. So it is about creating the scenarios and also creating the relationship and the trust with your people in order to have them on board, whatever direction you will be going in the end. Does that resonate? Is that something that would be worth investigating or exploring?
Yes. Helena, I don't know if you saw this chart.
Oh my gosh, I can't read that. I need to put my glasses on.
No,
and even then.
Just to tell you, that's what I'm using, and it was sent out by Jim Krupi, Dr. Krupi, for instance. I think everybody in SIBF has it, and that's what I'm using, you know, kind of moving from the fear zone through the learning zone where we are right now, and then the growth zone.
Yeah.
And I think we should start being in that growth zone, you know, in that lighter part here, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm teaching my CEOs, move as fast as possible into the growth zone.
Yeah. I completely agree. What I see is that a lot of people are still in the fear zone, and we have had several sessions in Mela 11 on neuroscience and what the reptile brain does when we are in this fear zone. It's not really constructive. It's the fight, flight, pace, and paralyzed modus, and that is something that we can see. I see a lot of people who are really in the action. They want to move, they want to deliver, they want to go forward, they want to find the answers that are not really there. And then other people are disconnecting. They're like, what is this? A lot of people are going into like these theories, like this is all a big plot, and there are very strange things are going to happen with us, and we will lose our freedom and other stuff. So as a leader, I think it is very important to go into this learning zone and then the next zone, absolutely. And from that place and from that calm, bring your people into that zone as well. So I think it's very important that we are aware about how do we show up? How do we enter a conversation with our team? It is all online now, of course, but still there's a lot of cues that people pick up. Are we calm? Or are we nervous? Are we irritated? Are we frustrated? Because if you want to have your team out of their fear zone, you have to make sure that they feel safe. And then it is important to connect with them and to not only focus on the deliveries and on the tasks and on progress, but also on how people feel right now and to address that. And we might not be used to that, or we might feel like, okay, we don't really have time for this because we have to move forward. But if we don't do that, we will lose those people. They will disconnect because they will stay in this fear zone.
Helena?
Yes.
Speaking about time, do you need me to send the PowerPoints just now, or?
Yes, it would be good. Can you share the screen, Mark? In terms of what I wanted to show you is the 6 leadership styles that we have. Not we, that I work with. They are developed by Daniel Goleman, who is the founder of Emotional Intelligence, and he has developed 6 leadership styles that we can use in order to address the different aspects of what we have been talking about right here. So Mark, I'm not sure if you can share the screen right now.
Yes, I'm about to do it.
Excellent.
I'm about to do it.
So basically the theory is that we all tend to use 1 or 2 leadership styles because we feel comfortable with them, and we tend to use them all the time, even if they're not really effective. And what I like to use as a metaphor is the idea of the champion golfer. You probably all have an idea of what a champion golfer needs to look at in order to become and to stay a champ. It's not only the practice, it's not only the exercise that makes the golfer a champion. It is being aware of, first of all, the situation and the environment, and also of the goal. And after carefully assessing that, it is taking the right club out of his bag and using that club, even if it's not his favorite club. And that's a great metaphor also that we use for our leadership styles. And I want to give you that. Is this visible for everybody? Yes. So basically, when we have our when we are addressing our issues, when we are leading, when we are connecting with our people, there are several styles that we can use, and all of us have 1 or 2 that are predominant because we feel comfortable with them. We have always done it like that. And just intuitively, I just invite you to have a look at the 6 styles and find for yourself what style you use or what styles you mostly use. And the first one is the blue one is what we call the command and control style. And that is basically when you are in charge, you take the decisions. You decide what is going to happen, when it is going to happen, and who will do it, and how they will do it. So that is basically, you just do what I say. And that is a style that is very often used when people are in fear, because this is basically giving you the idea that you are in control. Okay. An opposite style of that is the green one, and that's the democratic style, where you have other people involved and you ask them what they think. So you ask for their input, for their expertise, and you ask for their opinion, especially when you need their expertise or when you need their commitment. It's a very good idea to have people involved in the decision-making process. So when you look at those 2 styles, this is behavior. So that means that you can do more of that, you can do less of it, you can change your behavior, you can change your styles. So think of, what style in decision-making am I using right now in this situation with my team remote, with business as unusual? And is that the most effective style at all times? The second thing that we can look at is, where do you focus? So the affiliate style, that's the orange one, is focused on people. People come first. I'm very concerned about how they feel, about their well-being, about their worries. I want to have a team that is getting along, that is feeling very comfortable in what they're doing. So this is like the one extreme. And then the other style in terms of focus is the pace-setting style. And that is about making sure that the deliveries are done, making sure that the quality is there, making sure it's the pace setting, basically. So there again, I invite you, if you look at your style right now, at your behavior as a leader right now, what are you doing? Are you focusing on the people? are you focusing on the delivery and the quality of the delivery and the timelessness of the delivery? Or are you somewhere in between? Or are you using both, depending on the situation? And then the third that we can investigate or explore in terms of leadership styles are the red one, that's the visionary style. That is where you are really an inspirational leader, where you see the big picture and you can bring that big picture to the people, and people are fully engaged, they believe in this. And I guess you probably know that this is a very, very difficult style right now, because it's so difficult to elaborate a new vision based on what is going on. And the other style, and there, Ernst, there we are aligned with what you also brought, is the coaching style. And that is the learning style. It is being open for the possibilities for the people, for where they are now and where they can go, and how you can support them in getting there, in making that growth, in making that learning, in making that move. So basically, these are the 6 styles, leadership styles, that we can use always, and of course also in this Corona era. And it's very interesting to explore what we are doing right now. Are we in this survival modus that is mainly coming from a little bit of fear, if I may say so? Then chances are that you are in the command and control style, and that you are in the pace setting style. And I think if you want to add to what is really important now for the people in your team, for your customers, for your clients, it is very, very interesting to consider to use also the democratic style in terms of decision making, and the affiliate style in terms of where you focus on in your conversations, in your interactions, in your meetings. And of course, then the coaching style is in terms of how do I get my people lean? How do I learn them new things? Because they will be working from home, they will be working with new applications, they will probably have to communicate in a different way, and they might have a different role in the future. So this is basically a model that I want to offer you to create the awareness and the possibilities of what you can do as a leader in order to adapt to the situation and make sure that you have your teams and your customers and your stakeholders with you. So basically, does that resonate? What are your thoughts there? Because I think that is really something that we can have a conversation about, or maybe there are some questions or remarks on this model. So please feel free to fill the chat box or to come online.
Helena, we do have a remark from Isam on the chat. Mm-hmm. He asked if the style depend on the time and situation? So as a leader, we can maneuver around what best fits the situation?
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I wanted to say is, thank you for that. We have mainly 1 or 2 predominant styles that are like, or natural leadership styles, although I don't really believe that they're natural. They're just the ones that we use to get to know best and get the best results. And the thing is that especially in times of crisis and stress, we tend to fall back on those 2 styles. Okay, so my invitation is to open up and try to use all the styles depending on the situation. Absolutely. It is like the golfer. You assess the situation, you assess the people you are interacting with, you assess your goal, and based on that, you decide which style is the most effective one to use right now. And that can vary. I mean, within the hour, you can use different styles in one meeting, just based on like different points on your agenda or different situations. So it is something that is very variable. And I just want to create the awareness that it is very important now, even more than before, to be open and use the 6 styles. Yeah. Any other questions or remarks or feedback?
Yeah, I was the one who asked the question, yes. And I agree with you totally, because I can see difference between when the crisis started with my company, and I work in a telecom, and we had huge demand from customers where people who were told to stay home and work from home, and they wanted internet real bad. and there was panic in the room and there was panic everywhere. But we managed to maneuver first around people come first, because we wanted to make sure everyone is safe at home. And at the same time, we try to control the panic around, do as what we say, and don't worry, it will be okay. That stage now has went, we already passed that stage. It's we're around, you know, what do you think? Come with me, let's think together. Everything's going to be okay. So that is now what is more dominant within our meetings, within our daily Zoom meetings. I don't even need to have those meetings, but then we just have them because we are used to it, and we want to discuss a lot of things together, and we want to make sure that we share the decisions together, and we are aware of the situation together. So I agree. I totally agree with you, Helena, on this point. As a business owner, on the other side, I had to shut down my businesses, and my customers, from a business point of view, were requesting a lot of things, and we had to be innovative in a way that we try to continue giving them the service, although the business is closed. As a gym and a coach and a practitioner, and we start delivering classes over Zoom. We started renting out equipments to customers. So now we're in the calm zone, we're in the innovation zone, and we
absolutely. Yeah, it's amazing. Those are great examples of being resilient and being innovative, and see how you can deliver value for your customers in a completely different way, because some things are just impossible. Yeah, you are reinventing basically. Yeah, great. Yeah, another thing that is, and it comes to my attention right now, that is that when you work with people at home, people are working in their homes. That means that they're not really organized for that all the time. And I have clients finding themselves with their spouses at the same table, working from home, and together with 2 or 3 children, because schools are closed as well. So it is very, very strange to have like meetings where children are running around. I have the same situation at this moment. At this very moment, I am in my living room, and I adopted a puppy last week. So I wore her out before the session started. Because I hope that she would be sleeping the whole session, but she's not. So she just woke up, and she's starting to do very strange things. And those are all the things that we have to be able to work with. And also we have to be able to understand for our teams, because it's not because we have a meeting planned that it is perfectly possible to be completely there, because some other things might be going on in the house that also need attention. So I think in the people come first, there's also a lot of I would say mildness, flexibility, in terms of we can't be very formal. We can't have all the rules like we have in organizations, in the meeting rooms that we are used to work from, or the offices we are used to work from. We are looking inside the houses of people all the time. I think that's amazing, because you can see what's going on. Sometimes people are sitting in their kitchen, otherwise others are in the living room. So it's a completely different way of interacting and connecting, and I think it's challenging. I also think it's great to connect in a different way. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Helena, I agree absolutely with all your statements. I would like to share just very, very briefly what we are doing with our team. And I would say that this time for us is the best to reinvent each other from a completely different point of view. For example, once a week we have somebody from our team like showing or sharing some skill not related to our work. For example, the first one was from our cleaning lady who once used to be a drawing teacher at school, and she was teaching through Zoom all our team how to draw, for example, and it was amazing. It was amazing. We never ever could have a chance to like know her from this point of view. And this is for us really good opportunity to become closer and to like to make the stress grade a little bit lower, because we all are nervous, we are in stress, we are in unclear situation, and things like this help my team, for example, to become like more closer to each other, to be more supportive to each other.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you for sharing that, Tanya. Yeah. Any other input or questions?
We move to the second slide.
Yes, you can do that, absolutely. I'm just trying to keep somebody calm here. Yes, so the leadership styles in your effectiveness is basically the continuation of what I was saying related to the first slide. So when do you use the specific leadership style? So basically, to come back on the decision-making leadership styles in terms of the command and control style, this is a style that you can use also in this Corona era, that you can use if something really needs immediate attention, if there's no possibility to negotiate, if there is no time to negotiate, if it is something that really needs to be done right now, then it is perfectly okay to use the command and control style. Also, if, for example, there is regulation or legislation, I think it doesn't make sense to start negotiating and use the democratic style, because it is what it is. We have no other options. So on the contrary, if you need your team to be involved, to be committed, to be engaged in a process that they will be in, especially for a longer time, then it makes sense to include them in the decision-making process. Especially also as a leader in this situation, we do not have all the answers. We never have them. We think we do sometimes. We never have all the answers, but especially right now, it might be very, very interesting and useful to include ideas, creativity, opinions from your team in order to conduct your business or find solutions for specific things that you are struggling with. If we're looking at the affiliate style, and that is one that is very important right now, it is creating the harmony and the emotional bonds with your team. It is about being connected. It is about offering them psychological safety. It is about making sure that they are not in this fear zone. Then your affiliate leadership style will be, I would say, it cannot be overused. I can only advise you to use that style as much as possible. So if you have your meetings, start with a check-in on how people are. What's going on at home? Are they still okay? Is there, is there anything that needs to be attended to before starting the business side? So absolutely do that. On the contrary, if you say, okay, it is very important that we deliver, it was already said in the beginning of the session, there's deliverables, there's quality, there's a lot of things that we do not negotiate about because it's really important to stay there as a business, or clients are expecting this from us, or stakeholders are expecting this from us, then pace setting is also is a style that is very relevant. It is about making sure that people are aware of what is expected from them and why. Okay, so I guess you can hear somebody else here in the room. I cannot negotiate. Neither of these styles works with a 2-month-old puppy, I can tell you that. So we just have to bear with that. My apologies for the background noise. In terms of the visionary style, I think, although it is impossible right now to go for the big vision of your organization, what we can do is create a vision about how we want to work together as a team. what is really important for us as an organization, no matter what will happen. So you can create a vision about how you work together as an organization and as a team, and use that as the possibility to have your people energized. I see there hope and vision. I know that one of the colleagues at Mela said hope is not really something that we could do for, but still a lot of people need that. A lot of people need something to hang on to. So I think that quite often it's a good idea to reassess that with your team. So what are we here about? What is really important for us as a team? What do we want to, how do we want to show up as an organization, basically? And then the coaching style, I think this is a great opportunity to do that, to develop your people, to learn new skills, to learn new abilities, to bring them inspiration in terms of how they can reinvent themselves, how they can take on new roles, how they can be creative in doing stuff with a lot different tools, with less tools. I mean, the example that was already mentioned on how to reinvent your business, those are things that are very, very important and will be even more important in the next couple of weeks, months, years. So this is, the coaching style is one that you should absolutely integrate in your leadership styles and in your behavior in order to get yourself and your team at the next level. And we will need that. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah. Any questions there, or feedback, or examples, cases that you want to bring in because they resonate?
Yes, yes, Helena. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Thank you. So I find really myself in all of your examples. As you know, I'm managing a hotel, so I have 100 people on board. And we are really affected by the crisis.
Absolutely.
But as you started by saying, when they are calling me, the first thing I felt is that the seek was not about information. The seek was absolutely emotional.
Mm-hmm.
They needed, I mean, they were talking on the phone or on Zoom about daily problems, but actually they are trying to find security in my person as a leader.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So that was something I felt, and so I immediately jumped to the affiliative style, as you said, and I was aware that I needed to make them feel secure as I could. And then I also used for decision making about these 2 days, there is a problem about discussing the wages. So what I tried to do is to Zoom on a Zoom call, is to say, here is the situation. What do we think? What do you think we can do as to make it possible for the hotel to maintain the whole of the jobs with the people, everyone making an effort to be able to pay all the wages, but not at 100%. Let's find a way to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a discussion, and I thought, and I felt that was very very positive for them to feel responsible and to feel part of the decision making, and they actually did more than I was expecting them to do.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is my
thank you for sharing.
own example of,
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Any other cases or questions? I'm not sure.
I do have a question.
Yes, please, Saleem.
Excuse me. It's Mark, I think.
Go ahead, Saleem. Go ahead.
No, I don't have a question. It's you. I didn't say. Go ahead.
I have a question. Based on the styles of leadership that you mentioned, Helena, which leaders have impressed you with their management of the COVID-19 pandemic, whether at the level of their companies or community or country or at any level?
Yeah, I believe it's a little bit early to say in terms of the great organizations. I do see great initiatives in politics. The World Health Organization, some American retailers, where the leaders are very much focused on the well-being of their people, where they are offering additional bonuses. Because what is happening is that the people that are really keeping things going right now, in many countries, probably it's the same in all of your countries as well, are the people that are not really paid very well. It is about people taking care of transport. It is about people taking care of cleaning, people working in retail, in food stores, things like that. It is people working in hospitals, nurses. So I think they're all heroes. And it's very important for us to be aware of that and to motivate that. And in Belgium, for example, people are clapping their hands. Every week there's a night, for example, in the city of Antwerp, which is a big city, everybody is outside on the balconies and clapping, and some people play the piano, and other people sing in area to thank the caretakers and nurses and doctors and medical staffs. But I think that's a great thing to do, but that's not enough. So we have seen initiatives from leaders in doing special things in terms of logistics, in terms of finance, in order to support those people who are leaving everything behind and who are basically not be able to take care of their families because they're in the hospitals and they're nursing and taking care all the time. And I think we see a lot of those examples. I'm very interested to hear if you have the same, if you have examples of people, small communities, initiatives that are doing amazing things in these very difficult times. Any examples that you have?
I would like to just share an example, because I think we have a couple of Jordanians here on the call. So honestly, what we have here and what we have seen here in Jordan in terms of leadership during this time is quite amazing. So the king himself is actually taking leadership on the crisis, and the crown prince also, the whole government honestly, they took amazing measures in trying to contain things as much as possible. So for me, that is it was like a very surprisingly pleasant example of how true leadership is, especially that the king also, because we touched on different kinds of leadership. Last week, I think it was, or a few days ago, actually, he made a speech, and it was an emotional speech. So he touched on the emotional side, and he thanked people. He thanked the people of Jordan for abiding by the rules, and he thanked them for coming together and uniting to be able to combat the corona situation. So he showed different kinds of leadership throughout these times, and I think that was, for me, a great example. I'm sure Thanaa and Raed are there, so they can also maybe comment on it.
Thank you for that.
Well, as far as from what I've seen, I would give credit to the everyday heroes, the ones you talked about. There's a lot of people who spontaneously just, started helping out, creating networks for food deliveries, for any deliveries, medicines, grocery shopping, even money, giving money out. And organizing all of this just spontaneously and taking on their time to help others. So,
Mark, I want to double what you're saying. Hello, Helena. This is Ziad.
Hi, Ziad. Nice to see you again.
How are you?
I'm
Good?
fine. Yes, you too.
Sure. So just to reapprove and to empower what Mark said as an example. Even one of our Mela Fellows. She's from Lebanon, and she's a founder of a logistics company. So what they're doing, even that they're helping all these initiatives, the people who are helping other people by delivering food boxes, by delivering all the needs of the poor people or the people in need, and even she's delivering them sometimes with her car, and all the team is working around this, and they're doing this as volunteer work as well for this community work.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
We can mention her. We can mention her. Her name is Yusr.
Yeah.
Yes, her name is
awesome.
I think Aisaba had a question.
Yes.
Yes, I do have. Hi, Helena. Very nice.
Hi, Aisaba. Likewise.
You have very positive energy, so whenever I see you, I feel.
You too, Aisaba.
So I wonder, like in this situation, even right now and after pandemic, how real leaders supposed to act? I mean, let's say if I am a leader, I have a business, but current situation is not letting me to keep these people. But how should I act as a real leader? Shall I just leave them without any salary and say that goodbye? Or how should I act even after pandemic? Because I know a lot of people, even the ones who are working, already having a job, they are worried about losing their jobs after pandemic, because now we have like all airports are closed, etc. So what do you think, how real leader should act, with their feelings or with their business perspectives? Yeah.
I would say with both. You know that I am focused on authentic leadership, and that means that as a leader you have a very clear view on your own purpose, on what you want to bring into this world, in giving meaning, in adding value to the world, and in knowing your own values. And if you have your own values clear in terms of integrity, in terms of justice, in terms of compassion. I mean, everybody has their own values, and some are like universal and some are very personal. And as a leader, it is essential to be aware of your values and to live for them. That means that any decision that you take, that any choice you make should be aligned with your values. And if you do that, then I think, for me, it's the only way. Okay, I think it's very important to be able to live based upon your values, because it's the only thing that we know right now. It's even more important than ever before, because there's nothing that we're sure of for the near future, for the long future. We have no clue when things are going to be back normal. I think we are going to be in a different world. There will be a lot more poverty. There will be a lot more changes, geopolitics and things like that. And that's not something that we can influence. But what we can do is being very much aware of our values and our decisions, even if you have to let go people because your organization has to close down or loses important parts of their business. You cannot, I mean, there's nothing you can do there. But the way you do that, and the way you communicate, and the way you try to support the people that are then made redundant, that is relevant. There you can show what kind of leader you are. If you just say, okay, I can't help it, you just go, I mean, that's not leadership. That's harsh. It is about showing up as a caring person, even if you have to make tough decisions, feeling empathy for what other people, what the impact of it is on other people, and understand that and show that understanding, and maybe find ways like the situation, like Sana was telling, involve other people in how they can contribute in solving the problem or moving the situation in a different direction, and be very surprised of the solutions and the creativity and the inventivity of people. So that's my answer. That was a very long answer, wasn't it?
It was a good answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We still have time for one more question. If anyone would like to ask a question.
Yeah, I have a question.
Hi, Omar.
Hi, Helena. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Fine, thanks. I have a question that regarding, okay, you might not be on the top management, but once you see the top management go to a panic mode, how you can help them as a leader inside the organization? You are below them, but sometimes you need to help those leaders to take the company to a safe directions, because when they go to panic mode, they start to take decisions that may affect the company and affect the employees in a negative way. So you need to help to put them on the right path. How we can do this as a leaders also?
Thank you for that question. It's a very interesting question. It's not a simple one. In some situations, it is easier because if you have like a trustful relationship with your top management and you see that things are going on there where you feel the way they make their decisions and they make their choices is fear-based, then it is about having the conversation, trying to have to use the democratic style, the democratic leadership style, in order to solicit the use of the democratic leadership style with the top leadership. Does that make sense? But I can imagine that in certain situations it is more difficult because, for example, there's no trust or there's no way to connect with them because they're not open for it, or they're like not keeping the communication channels open. That is very, very difficult. My advice would be to try to keep the communication open online then, and suggest alternatives, and maybe name it, depending on how open you can communicate, because that's very culture. I mean, some cultures accept that, some company cultures accept that, some don't. So it would be my advice to keep the communication lines open and model the behavior that you want to see by behaving the way you want to see yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Helena? I missed the question that was asked by Sam on the group.
Okay.
You partially answered it in your previous question and your previous answers, but it says post COVID-19, do you expect things to go back like before? How can leaders take the best of what they learned and continue growing?
So the first part of the question was if I expect things to be back to normal again?
If you expect things to go back like before, to go back to normal post COVID-19, and how can leaders take the best of what they learned and continue growing? I think leaders can, I don't believe things are going to go back to what they were before. And to be very honest, I hope they don't, because it's very clear that we were, as mankind, racing a race that was not healthy, not for ourselves, not for the community, not for the world, for the nature. How can you learn from this? What I believe is it is important, even if we as leaders are now very much focused on keeping business continuity in some way, in focusing on people, what is also important is to focus on ourselves. And I really invite you to take 10-15 minutes at least every day to reflect and to focus. If you remember the 4 questions that I gave you in, I think it was in the second session, to reflect on in the evening, I would say more than ever, do those. And it is about, what did you choose today? What did you learn? What can I change? And I forgot the 4th one, but there should be in the slides. But it is about making those reflections and keeping like a pattern or seeing a pattern after a while, and being aware of the choices you made and the reason why you made them. Because in the heat of the fire, we just act. And that's okay. But it is very important sometimes to reflect on, what did I do? Why did I do it? Could I have done it differently? That's the 4th question. Do this as a leader, and you will learn during this period, and you will be
developed and you will have grown in the new era that we are entering, hopefully pretty soon, but I think next year.
You're positive about the new era, from what I understand.
I am. There's too many things that will not be able to go on. And there's too many things that are broken already, and that will be very difficult to. And I hope that we can find the creativity and the new the growth mindset and the positivity to see why things are not, why the things that were not really the best things to do and how we can change them, because I think that we are all right now accessing our creativity, and as a leader it is important to stimulate that with ourselves, with others. Like Ernst say, we can only do that if we're in this learning zone. So if we can take ourselves and other people away from the fear zone and go to the learning zone and be creative, I really hope, and I really hope, and I also believe that we can create a better world. Yeah.
Well,
but that's my personal belief. Yeah. Please
I share it with you. Helena, thank you. It was fantastic and very insightful as usual.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It was great seeing you all again. So I really hope that we can meet again virtually and in person eventually. I really look forward to that. And if there's anything that you want to ask me, if there's anything I can support you with, I'm only an email away. Just send me a mail or put something on WhatsApp or Messenger. I have created time slots every day to help people, to support people with coaching. So feel free to use that. You're all very welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Helena.
You're welcome. Be safe. Be healthy. Take care.
Be safe, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Susan, I miss you.
Likewise. Susan, I miss you too. Did you get my email? Soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Miss you.
Well done, Mark, for a first timer. That was great.
Thank you.
It was your
Thank
first
you,
time,
Mark.
Mark.
Thank you,
Great,
guys.
congratulations.
Great moderator, Mark. Huh? It's not the first time.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Shout out, Sadia. Helena doesn't know about you, but Sadia, she gave her hotel. She gave a whole hotel for the emergency teams in Tunisia.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
The victims of COVID-19.
You're an angel. Whoa.
If you want to learn more about the impact of such I took the decision, and for my teams, that was wonderful, because I did not even expect that reaction. I thought at first they would be afraid of having medical staff coming into hotel. Like 3 weeks ago, it was like anxiety is very high about COVID transmission and so on. And I was a little bit not sure that they would accept it easily. But surprisingly, when I said we will be having the medical staff, there were employees in their homes sending messages to me and saying, we are proud of being part of Business Hotel. If ever you need us to come back and help, we are ready to do so. And through the 3 weeks now experience, everyone is like finding a meaning and feeling very, very proud of being part of that thing. Although on the real part of it, we are in a very, very bad situation. Actually, we are in a very bad situation. I mean, the tourism sector and the hospitality sector is and will be the most affected, I think.
You were hit so hard.
And those people are probably not knowing if they are having to will be keeping their work in the next. But I think the good part of the operation, they anchored them in the present.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped them a little bit of thinking about what next.
Yeah.
I mean, that positive emotional impact, I was feeling that, made them interested in our medical staff in the hotel, in that, and made them a little bit like not working for that. But I got a benefit from it, which was not expected, and I think that was for me, as a leader, also a very beautiful experience. To see and to see also when I analyzed the reaction of employees. And I have compared that reaction because I have tried to lobby other hotels in the operation. In some hotels, employees did not react as well. They said, no, we don't accept to have medical staff. They will be having coming their COVID in our hotel. We'll be in contact with them, so we don't want them to come. In other hotels, I had this problem. And I said, why in my hotel I did not have this problem? And I realized how much your people or your employees, they take in an unconscious way, they take how you feel things and how you think about things.
Yeah.
So whatever the environment they are in, whatever you are transmitting around you, they are getting it. Exactly. So if you are transmitting security, and if you are transmitting confidence, and if you are transmitting a sense of meaning, they will be getting that immediately and indirectly, without even words being said.
Exactly.
And I thought that this takeaway from this small experience of mine was an insightful takeaway for me as a person.
Absolutely. It is about how you show up as a leader, and it's a wonderful story. You're a hero. You're a shiro. It's and it is indeed, people. What you represent as a leader, it shines on your people.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is about the visionary. This is the red in the leadership style,
and
because
that's what you are saying.
It's a vision.
And that's what you are we were saying as you started the webinar. I mean, when they are calling you on Zoom, they're trying to perceive. Yes, if you look I mean, secure, if you look confident, because they will take it immediately from you.
Exactly.
And I realized that, and I made sure that I looked okay. I am thinking about now, and no one knows about the future. Let us together try to cross the bridge when we come to it. Let us go little by little in each problem of the day, of the week, and then we will see. I mean, no one of us know, but it's not a problem. I tried to transmit this idea that I mean, it's okay if we don't know about what's happening next.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
But we can still be managing today.
Yeah.
And let's do it step by step. That was
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course. I mean, if it's allowed. I mean, I'm just very happy to be here. So I could stay here for a long time. Just, but it's Mark and Mona that have to see how they want to proceed. So.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Go ahead if you're okay with it.
I'm fine.
Helena, you say that you are sure that the world will not be the same, right? How do you predict, or how do you imagine the new world? Really, I wonder. Like, I also don't have any clue, and it kills me. Sometimes when I think about the future, I am like, are we even going to have normal life again? Like, I really wonder, what do you think? How things will going to change?
I can't predict the future. That would be great. I mean, I would have a totally different life if I could. I can only wish for things, and I also see a lot of things change already. And it is about going a bit slower, focusing on what we already have, and not on what we still want. It is about taking that older book out of the library and reading that again. It is about, for women, being creative with our wardrobe instead of buying that new stuff, that new blouse or that new skirt or that new. I really hope somewhere that people will stop the rat race, working 24/7 just to be able to buy stuff that then they replace the month after or the year after. It is about, I hope that people will be able to go back to the essence, and I hope that people will be able to relate more. We can already see a lot of impact on nature. I mean, the clear skies in these industrial areas in China, but everywhere, the clean water in Venice. There's so many things that we are a very destructive race, if I can say that. And I hope that somehow, somewhere, there will be communities and activists that preach a different way of life and go back to the essence. I'm not sure, because when you see Trump or when you see Putin, I'm not sure if we can really hope that on a global scale it will be very easy. But I see a lot of initiatives like were already brought here of people that find it in their heart to do amazing things, and that is really impactful. And these are important lessons also about how we can still do that after the crisis. I'm not saying making hotels available for other things, but even so, it is about a different way of thinking. It is about an open mindset. It is about empathy for other people and for the needs of other people. And I hope that stays. I hope that survives. Although I have to say, with so many people in quarantine for so long, there are a lot of mental health issues arising. So that's the flip side. Domestic abuse, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, substance abuse in general, people not knowing how to come out of that fear zone, people in very small apartments not being able to go out. That is something that we will have to attend to as well. So it's not really a very or an only positive view of the world that I have, but I tend to be very optimistic always. I really believe in the potential of people and in the good of people. So I know that sometimes I have to, lower that a bit, because there's a lot of bad things going on as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Helena. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, it was very nice to see you. I think, yeah, Mona, you can continue.
I mean, anyone has any questions? Otherwise, we can wrap it up. But, anyone would like to say anything, or
just to say thank you, Mona, for.
Thank you guys for
thank you,
contributing.
Mona.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. And I think we should thank Mark. Amazing job.
No, you're
well
welcome.
done. Claps and hearts.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you so much, Helena, for your time.
You're welcome. Feel free to ask me again. I'm always very,
session.
very happy to join you guys. So
thanks for your time.
You're welcome. It was a great big pleasure.
And feel free, Helena, if you have any subject you find interesting to talk about, you can also be the first to initiate the idea.
Oh, really? I can make suggestions for another webinar in the future? Oh, great,
Yeah.
great.
We
Yeah.
have a schedule that we're keeping track of, but if you have anything in mind,
Okay.
feel free, and then we can schedule it accordingly.
That's good. Oh, I'll do that. That's good. And you are aware, I sent this Harvard Business Review published article by Daniel Goleman on the 6 styles. So it's all explained there for people that want to go a little bit more in deep. If they want to practice some of the styles, that might help. But anyway, if they have questions, I mean, please feel free to connect with me. It would be my pleasure to
I'll share that article in the group, and then
yeah, we'll share it on the group.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. And now I'm going to attend. Oh, he's sleeping now. Okay.
Oh, you didn't introduce us.
You want to see him? Can I
To the
just show
sleeping
him? I'm
beauty.
so proud of it, of her. It's a little. Let me see if I can. This is stuck. So there she is.
Hey.
So this is Trixie.
Not so happy.
She's just
cute. I love dogs.
She's so cute. Oh, there she is. Yeah. So this is my companion here because I'm all alone here, and I just didn't want to be, you know, deprived of any. You know, you cannot hug your olive trees all the time. So and I planned to adopt a dog, and I said I just do it, and I'm really happy. But it's sometimes a bit difficult with the schedule because she has her own schedule. So, but she did great this night. So
She was good. She behaved.
she behaved absolutely great. So enjoy, stay safe.
Thank you.
And have a great week ahead, and hope to see you all soon. Speak soon. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.